Hey everybody, this is my first update on my Project G1, my 1986 Yamaha that I got here, my basket case. And man, for about a day and a half, man, my hands are filthy, my back aches, and my mind is definitely very overwhelmed by so many questions I have about things, how they should be. I've never touched one of these machines, so this is all new, figuring it out. But, you know, I find it kind of fun and interesting, and I'm not discouraged one single bit by the things that I've found, because I know it's all reversible and fixable. And the biggest problem that I found is just an absolute heap of mess of an engine. Okay, this is why it's sitting in the floor, guys, because I couldn't see any possible way to figure out what's wrong and to clean this thing inside the golf cart. It is horrible. I was told the oiler wasn't working on this machine. I think they're wrong. I think this is a 1986 machine and it's been over oiling since probably 1987. Look at it. I mean, it's incredible. Look at the amount of oil on everything. It's covered. It's covered all the way up inside the bore. Oh my. I mean, it is covered everywhere. This is going to take days of scraping and cleaning and degreasing to get this off of here. It's so bad. I mean, look. Look at this. It's just all covered. It's so bad it slung it all over the clutch. It slung it all over the bottom of the body of the whole golf cart. That's that trail is what that is. It's covered the whole starter generator. Holy crap. Yep. What a mess. This is just what's falling out from the bottom. Holy cow. Okay, so yeah, got a big mess on my hands, but you know what? That engine has compression. Probably from all the oil that's been going through it all these years. I don't know, I might end up having to take it all apart and reseal everything. I'm not real sure, but at least it has compression. And one of the best things, like I told you about before, is look at this chassis. It is incredible. The only bits of rust are slight bits right here on the edge of the battery tray. I mean, even all the rest of it is intact. And no rust at all. Any of the frame, the swing arm, none of it. Front to back. Looks just like this. Filthy, but great shape. So I definitely have some questions about a few things that, you know, I just don't understand because I'm not versed in these machines. But you don't have to be to go through and find wiring problems like this. Okay, these are the 4 wires that are going to the magneto. Okay, and you can see what's happened to this one. The reason this has happened is from all that oil. All that oil has come down here, has soaked the whole wiring coming out of the engine from the magneto, and this is the other end of that wire. Okay, you can see it's just softened all that rubber insulation up, and even this covering boot, none of that oiling on there is good. So that's gonna have to be repaired. That's another reason why I think I might have to take the engine apart. I have no idea. Somebody out there tell me, do I have to take the engine apart to get the repair those wires? Please let me know. I also found, I'm curious to know if this governor return spring, this was attached into the same little hole that holds the exhaust spring. I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me, but if it is, would somebody please let me know? Because I'd like to know if that's mounted in the right place. And there's this also, once I took the engine cover off, I found obviously what's only part of what was originally here. This piece here, it looks like it probably went all the way across. Now this is all that's left. I don't know what this thing does, if it's like a vibration dampener or airflow thing or what. Is this important? Do I need this? Do I need to get a new one? If somebody could please let me know about that. So those are the biggest things that I've found. One interesting thing, one thing I always do, guys, since I don't know this machine very well, and it's going to be a while before this goes back in, when I take each part off, I go and clean that part up real thoroughly right away, and I make sure I keep all of my hardware and stuff with each part, okay? And this way, when I go back, even clean the hardware. So when I go back to put this all together, I know where everything is, and it's all spotless, and I don't have to deal with cleaning it up later. It slows me down taking things apart by doing this, and that's a good thing, because that way I don't get too overzealous and start ripping everything apart, and then I'll forget how it all goes back together. Take your time, clean everything up. This is one thing interesting. I know that oiler was working, because when I removed the carburetor, down inside of here was a whole puddle of blue oil. I mean a puddle. So this thing's just super saturated with oil, the whole engine. Like I said, even I didn't take a carburetor apart yet, but I just cleaned the outside, all I did. But the inside of the carburetor looks real clean. The float's actually working. You can hear it moving. All these parts cleaned up real nice with just some degreaser, but a lot of it is so caked on, I have to use like scrapers, scrape all the thick stuff off, plastic scrapers and a nylon brush and some non-harsh. I'm using that Purple Power to clean these plastics with, okay? Does a real good job, and it also doesn't damage any of this plastic. They come out real clean, real grease-free. Takes a bit of scrubbing with a brush. Like I said, a nylon bristle brush. Don't use a wire brush on that either. And this is one of the really interesting things I found. I kept looking at this wondering, what the hell is this? See this on the air intake into my carburetor? See this? I'm like, what the hell is this? I mean, that's not factory, right? I'm like, well, where is this supposed to go to? It ain't going nowhere. None of this is supposed to be here. Somebody has attached this, okay? All they had was a T. So they put the T, drove a hole in here, put the T in, and plugged one in. And on the other end, they connect this hose right here. Okay? They took this hose, and they ran this hose all the way up through the body and out this hole here, where that bracket, I believe is part of the canopy support or something, goes here, through this hole, and had it attached up to the part of that park bench that was sitting on here. I'm 99% sure they were using that to spray ether into that hole to try to start this engine, because they told me the problem starting it. They probably didn't realize the magneto was a problem, and they usually started it by pulling it with another machine. Okay, so things people do, right? This is, like I said, I have another wiring issue that I found. I don't really know what the hell this is. Somebody can tell me. This wire is coming out of the harness right here that's been cut, and the wire's just frayed. This was just laying down here like this. I don't know. That's not good. It's about like the condition that the main battery wire is going to the starter. Yep, no reason to start machines like this to have problems like this. Take them apart, go through them all. This is what you're going to find. It's kind of a neat, exploratory thing you get to do. And I find it kind of interesting. So I hope somebody can answer some of these questions for me, maybe. And I'll keep you updated from where I go from here.